we are surrounded by messes and projects everywhere. So we're gonna get organized today. I've got projects here. I've got projects here. And I've even got a few advent projects that I kind of need to organize or figure out. So it is December 10th. We are trying to organize ourselves, get a lot of stuff done because we are going out of town soon. And I need to be mindful about what I bring with me on our trip to New York. So I need to prepare the projects that need to be done before we go to New York and figure out which projects I'm taking with me, making sure that I'll have Christmas gifts done in time, etc., etc. I've actually been working ahead on a lot of my advents because partly I want to see what the colors are so I can decide a good project to fit the kind of advents that I have. Also because we're going out of town and I want to have all my advents opened before I leave so I can film my reveals that I can then edit while I'm on my trip to New York and then post in a timely manner because I work like the day after I get back from our trip. And so I want to be able to like have those taken care of, and I don't want to take up space in our luggage with half-finished advents. I purchased them. I can do what I want with them. I will open them whenever I feel like it, and you can too. I am empowering you to do that, but I'll show you the daily advent that I have from Fangirl Fibers. It is Beauty and the Beast, the Disney movie inspired. I'll show you what today, December 10th is. It is called Be Our Guest, and this is a really beautiful color. Look at that. So pretty. I am really liking this advent. The packaging is beautiful. This like stained glass look. The names are in order of when that point happens in the story, but the colors are in kind of a fade. I'm gonna try to find a project that is fade related probably for this yarn, but I'm still mulling it over. I've got a 12-day advent calendar from Woolbury Fiber Co. So depending on how you are opening your package, I'm not going to show you my yarn because I only have the 12 days. If you're waiting until like the 13th to start opening or the 12th to start opening, you won't have seen any of these colors yet. And then I also have a weekly calendar from Fangirl Fibers that is book related, and I will do a separate video where I show all of those and I even maybe read one of the books that inspired the yarn, and I'll share some patterns that I think are a good fit for that type of weekly advent calendar. One thing I want to figure out today is which of my full skeins I should bring with me to New York, because I have a full skein in each of these advents, plus an additional full skein in the Woolbury Fiber Co. advent, because you could order the full skeins separately from the smaller skeins. So I ordered both of the Merry and Bright and the Cozy and Calm colorways. So I've got 4 skeins of mystery yarn. Plus I might have some coming, the like Naughty and Nice pre-order from Woolbury Fiber Co. So I have to figure out which, if any of these yarns, I'm gonna bring with me to New York as like a Christmas Eve cast on or a Christmas Day cast on. I have to figure that out. So from what I've got here, I've got the Holiday Romance one from Fangirl Fibers to open on the 25th. I've got the Beauty and the Beast skein that comes in a different package, which is fun. And then I've got Cozy and Calm and Merry and Bright from Woolbury Fiber Co. I'm gonna guess that this is Merry and Bright and this is Cozy and Calm based on like the saturation of the sticker, but I really don't know. Oh, maybe the other way around because of the tissue paper being brighter on this. Maybe this is Merry and Bright and this is Cozy and Calm. I may never know. I'm gonna ask over on my Instagram. I'm gonna take a picture and post it right now and see what people think I should bring with me to New York in a little bit. And then the other ones I'm going to actually open ahead of time. So let's get started on that, and then we can talk about all the projects that I have to organize before we go on this trip. Okay, so I've got my planner. I've not been using my planner well, but at least I can have a December calendar that's not already marked up and I can plan some things out. I've just been feeling kind of stressed because I have a lot of random things in my brain, like a lot, between trying to buy presents for people, even trying to decide some presents for people, making things more time-sensitive projects I'm working on, Vlogmas and trying to keep up with that, plus my work schedule and family stuff and trying to make this a fun holiday season for my daughter. I've just got a lot of moving pieces and I want to sit down and kind of reassess and figure out a plan so I can make the most of the time that I do have so that I can feel a little bit more in control of this crazy list going on in my brain. I'm going to be writing some things down, but first I'm going to be brainstorming like all of the projects on my brain right now that I am in the middle of working on or wanting to work on, and organize myself as far as what to do before I go on my trip, meaning the next week and a half, and what to do on my way to New York, and then when I'm with my family in New York. So I'm going to be writing some things down, kind of getting all my thoughts on paper, and then we'll talk about our goals for today, because we're not just planning today. We're hopefully going to be tackling some things on this list. I've got these cool pens I saw on Instagram maybe. They are color to color. They are the friction pens, but they change from one color to another when you try to erase it, which is fun. So you can make a to-do list and then erase the things that you've done, but still see what was on that list. I think they're just really cute and fun, so we're gonna be using one of those. I just got them off Amazon. Time-sensitive things on this side. I would absolutely love to organize my desk today, but that's not realistic for me to do because I just feel so swamped by other tasks that are more pressing. Maybe on another day, I will do a really big overhaul, but when I fall into a project like that, I'm gone for a while, so I can't really afford to do that right now with my time. Today, I want to get some project stuff done. So let me tell you all the things I've got going on, and if you've seen my Advent and project plans video, you've probably heard about a lot of these projects, and I've started a lot of these projects. So this is kind of like an update on how my December knitting and crochet has been going. But I have a lot of things on the list, and I've added a few things since that video. I kind of thought I would have more done on this sweater than I do currently because I've only really spent one afternoon working on this. This is my Christmas sweater for this year. This is the Everett pullover by Fine Fiber Co. Jessica Thomas, I think is her name. Those cables are stunning, and I only have 2 sleeves left to go, plus like weaving in ends, and I have made this much progress on my sleeve. So I've got a little ways to go. I can't remember how many repeats I've done, but I've marked it on my digital pattern. We're just carrying this cable down the center of the sleeve, kind of like over the top of it, and we'll see how long it takes. The problem is it's mostly purl stitches, so it definitely takes longer than if I was doing a lot of knitting. And maybe it would have been nice for me to just knit most of it and just have a purl channels on either side of the cable, but we're committed. It's too late now. This is how the patterns are in, so we're just going for it. And I've got a ways to go. I also have these fun stitch stoppers from Woolbury Fiber Co. that match my sweater. Cat hair everywhere. Look at those. Cables, they're red too. So fun. So that's one thing. I would love to finish this before I go to New York so it's ready to go. It can just be in my luggage. I don't have to worry about blocking or whatever, and I can just wear it a few times this month. I've got a scarf for my dad that I'm knitting, and it's coming along, though I definitely have a ways to go. This is called the Urbana scarf by something J something Walker, JL Walker. I can't remember. I'll make sure to have it on the screen. But there's some beautiful cable stitching. It's a pretty simple repeat to remember, but because it's like a 20 round repeat, it's really easy to get distracted on like where you are. So I am being really careful about only doing like 1 or 2 repeats at a time rather than just starting and stopping, which makes it hard to do a project like this. I really like this yarn. It's from Malabrigo Rios. This is for my dad. Like I said, he's got like a forest green puffer jacket and he wants a more casual scarf to wear with it. And I want to showcase my knitting because my mom crochets a lot, and so she's made him some scarves, I think. So I want to make something that's different than anything my mom could make, just to kind of fill a different niche in my dad's outerwear wardrobe, if that makes sense. So because I'm a knitter, I want to showcase some knitting skills, so hence the cables. I'm excited about this. I do have a lot more work to do on this, and ideally it'd be so nice to have this done before I go to New York so that my family doesn't see it. But looking at all the projects I've got going on, I probably won't be able to finish it before I go. So I might just have to work on it in secret. Problem is, my dad asked for a scarf. He even told me what colors he wants. So I really don't want to show him what the scarf looks like until he's opening up his package, since most of the present is not a secret at this point. Speaking of Christmas presents, I've got socks for my mom, and my parents don't watch YouTube, so I'm gonna talk about their presents here. But if mom, for some reason you decided to watch this video, look away. This is the sock for my mom. Honestly, gorgeous, stunning. I am so happy with this. This is Life in the Long Grass in the color Halcyon, I think. And the contrast color is just like a random mini that I found in my stash that honestly matches this gold perfectly. I think I used it on some socks for my husband as like some color work. So I had plenty left of it, like 10 grams or so. So I made a long sock for my mom. I am now on the foot. I am finished with the gussets. So I just need to look at my measurements that I have written down so that I can make sure to make this the right length for her. And then I can do the toe and then cast on the second sock and fly through it a lot faster because I've already made all the decisions about sizing and things. So I'm making really good progress on this. I'm doing a vanilla sock because I needed something vanilla to knit on when I went and saw Beauty and Beast the musical at one of the local theaters here. So I knit basically all of the leg in the show, which was so fun. I don't really need any vanilla knitting anytime soon, but hopefully I can get the foot done, start the cuff of the second sock, and then if I need to, like go see a movie or something, I'll have a good stretch that I can knit the second sock with. But I'm not worried about this getting finished in time. My dad's scarf, a little bit worried just because I have a lot more repeats to go. I'm just gonna go until my yarn runs out. This should be a lot faster of a project, but it would be really nice to get this like off my plate and blocked and ends woven and all the things so that I can be done with this and have it ready to go for my mom. And I'm making family Christmas socks for my family, and I have one sock done for me. Yay! It's all scrunched up inside of here. But this is Witchfire Fibers in the colorway Search for the Perfect Tree, and the contrast colorway is Verdant. I bought plenty of yarn to make matching socks for me, my husband, and my daughter, who's 4 years old. I decided to start with my socks because I have the biggest sock. My husband really likes super shorties, like barely a cuff and then straight into the heel. And then my daughter's only 4, so she has smaller socks, and she likes them on the shorter leg side as well for her. She likes ankle socks that are a little bit taller, only slightly taller than that. So I figured I'd knock out the biggest sock. I'd knock out the most knitting first and get my socks done, and then I can do my husband's and my daughter's socks from there. I don't necessarily have to keep this a secret, but it would be really fun for my daughter if she doesn't know what her Christmas socks look like this year. But yes, I finished one sock for me. Did I even weave in my ends? I did. Wow, doing myself a little favor there. And I've finished the cuff, I think. I did a pretty short cuff on this. Nope, I have not finished the cuff. I have a few more rounds to go on the cuff, and then I can do this like texture at the top and then move into the actual pattern of the sock, which was really easy to do and really intuitive. So that shouldn't be too hard. But that still means I have 5 socks to go. 2 of them are kid socks, 2 of them are ankle, but that's still a lot of sock knitting. I also have Sarah Shira's Mystery Gnome Knit Along that I haven't even casted on yet. And I'm 10 days into the advent. I should get started. We're about halfway through all the clues, so I would love to get started. I've also got the Astrid blanket, and this is the big deal that yesterday I was realizing that I gotta get my butt moving on because I have all these blanket squares, a lot of which I'm still working on, hence this disaster on my desk that we will investigate in a moment. Once I finish all these squares, I need to weave in the ends and join them all together, which isn't going to be a hard process, but it's going to take a little while. And a blanket is not a portable project for flying across the country. So if I want this done before Christmas or even before the end of the year, I need to do it before I leave. And I just don't know if I can at this point. My plan was to do a vlog of just working on that project. So today I would love to make some really good progress on some of the squares so that I don't have very many squares left to do for that vlog video, and I can focus more on weaving in ends and then starting to join in the round, maybe even finishing it, depending on how much I get done today. So that is like the project that if I want this finished before the end of the year, I have to do it before I leave. Whereas all these other like Christmas gifts, it'd be really nice to finish before I leave so that they don't get spoiled for the people I'm making them for, but not as dire as this blanket. I also have a couple other standing projects that I'm working on. I've got my Alaska hat, not a big deal. I've got a Yarnaceous Fibers hat from their book box in October. I'm a little bit late on it, but I'm filming a vlog for it, so I'm not going to show it to you here, but you'll see more about that. I would love to finish that hat soon so I can wrap up that vlog. And I also wanted to knit the Sockmas socks that Knitty Natty designed, because I bought the yarn because I thought it was really, really stunning, and I wanted to support a new to me fiber business, Coven Collective. So I would love to work on those, but those are not nearly as important as all these gifts and other like Christmassy things that I really want to have done. So that's the story. Those are my updates. We're hopefully going to get a lot done today in between all the chores I have to do. As you can see, I've got some Vlogmas planning going on. It's a little bit chaotic, but we're going to talk about this project. These are the spring colors for the Woolroy Fiber Co. Book Society box, and I am working on making my squares. Ta-da! I've got one square of each configuration already set. I had to look back at that video to figure out the order. And this is the first square, 1, 2, 3, 4, that I opened these packages. So now I'm finishing all the other squares. I want 8 of each configuration is what mathematically I can get out of this yarn. So I've got 7 of these because I've got one right here, and I've got row 1 and 2 done. I've got 7 of these, just row 1 done. And I just started working on 7 of these for the center of this one. And since I made these 7, I'm gonna go then to here, do all the round 2s on here, and then go over here and do all the round 3s. Then I'm gonna pull in color number 4, make all of the round 1s, add all the round 2s, the round 3s, the round 4s, ta-da. So that's kind of my assembly line idea. I feel like I need to do some more project planning, but since I'm in the middle of this, I started last night, I'm just going to watch some YouTube, catch up on a little bit of Vlogmas, maybe read a little bit of my audiobook, and just power through a bunch of these and see how much I can get done in like 45 minutes or an hour, and I'll touch base with you then. It still looks like a disaster, but I've made progress. I've even started finishing off these squares with the 4th color. So I have done all these 3rd rows puffs. I've done all of these 2nd rows, and I haven't done anything else on these, but I did start the 1st row of the 4th configuration. So I decided to do these, and then I'm gonna do all of these because these 2 rounds use the least amount of yarn because they're not puff rounds. If I'm running out of yarn, I can fudge some of these puffs in the 2nd and 3rd rounds to use a little bit less yarn to make do. I should be fine, but I'm just covering my bases. So I've been working for about an hour and a half, watched a whole bunch of Vlogmas, and I'm ready to get moving. I'm gonna make some lunch, maybe listen to my audiobook, and then maybe switch projects to something else after getting a couple chores done. Lunchtime, and I've got an omelet. Basically, like I scramble the egg and all the ingredients in the omelet, I cook it, and then I kind of sandwich it with cheese in between some corn tortillas that I've heated up. And then I put some guacamole salsa on that. I came up with this in college, and it's like healthy and filling, protein packed, and probably one of the healthier things that I make for my lunches that's not like just a leftover. So we're gonna dig in. Hi, Alfred. Hey, off the table. Off. We're gonna dig in, and then hopefully we'll get to some other stuff this afternoon, get some things done. I kind of want to knock out some things on my to-do list before I go back to knitting. I just need to be moving around a little bit more than just like sitting in a chair, I think. So I'm gonna be wrapping a couple of Christmas gifts. I'll show you what we're getting my daughter, but most of my husband's gifts have not arrived yet. So it's mostly just gifts for my daughter. You've already seen that I'm working on gifts for my parents. So once I have the knitted gifts done, then I can wrap those, but that may happen in New York. So first, we have this big bluey box. If you have a Costco membership, you've seen this already. We got this for my daughter. It's honestly fairly affordable, but this is one of her bigger gifts this year. It has all the Bluey figures plus a bunch of friends and family, but it's like a little beach house. My daughter loves Bluey, and she loves playing with like figurines and things. And this is honestly a perfect gift for her, especially because we really don't have any Bluey toys at this time. This will take up a lot of space in our luggage, but when we unpack it, it will not take up that much space when we're going back home. So we're gonna see if we can bring this with us. I also have, this is from Target, super cool. They're kind of like Polly Pockets, but they are Disney princesses. They've got different outfits, each of them, and a couple little accessories. So there's 6 princesses. There's Ariel, Belle, Tiana, Aurora, Jasmine, and Cinderella. My daughter's 4. She loves Disney princesses. She loves the old like 4-inch Polly Pockets that I had secondhand from when I was a kid. It's impossible to find them nowadays just because I think all the clothes break and so they didn't last very long. So I've been trying to find more clothes and things for her to play with to kind of expand the collection we've got. So I think this is going to be the best bet that we have as like a new product. I think she will have a lot of fun playing with those. I also have a habit of gathering things either from Costco because I shop there a lot, or other stores that I think, oh, this will be a great like rainy day activity, or oh, this is a really great price for something I think she'll like. We'll grab that now and save it for when we need to break into our little stash of toys and prizes and things. So this was in there, and I think this would be perfect for Christmas to get her these Peppa Pig books. There are 10 early readers. Yes, 10 early readers in here. I said she really loves Bluey. She's obsessed with Peppa Pig. So I think more Peppa Pig stories, always a good thing. And looking at the stories here versus the stories we already have, I don't think we have any duplicates, which is amazing. We're gonna add this to our collection. I'm building a collection of not just books, but like specifically early readers. My daughter's really good at her letters. We're working on the phonics of the letters right now. So we're getting pretty close to working on really basic words. And I think having more books that she can choose from that are accessible to her when she's starting to read will be really great. And then our last gift for Georgia is a Yoto Mini. I'm really excited about this. She loves listening to stories in the car. And I think that she would also love to listen to more stories when we're at home, but I never let her use my phone for that because I want my phone. And honestly, I'm kind of getting over listening to the same Peppa Pig stories on my phone every single time we're in the car. It would be nice to like let her have her own audio book type of device, and then I can listen to my things on the car stereo, but we'll see how that works out. The Yoto Mini is cool because you can put cards inside the Yoto and it will play stories. It also has a headphone jack, so you can listen to it through headphones, or you can have it playing as like a stereo type of a system. I was comparing the Yoto and the Tony, I think is what it's called, but that comes with figurines to do the stories. Plus, the stories tend to be aged down a little bit, whereas the Yoto has a lot of stories for older school-age kids as well, so I feel like this will last longer for my daughter. So I got her a Yoto. I got like a case to protect it because I think she'll be throwing it around, honestly, because she's 4. And then I also got a few cards. So I got Peppa's Winter Wonderland. I got Pete the Cat Celebrations. Looks like a holiday thing. And then I got Paw Patrol Pup Pack, because she loves Paw Patrol too. So as far as like the total runtime, we've got 1 hour, 1 hour, and 3 hours for these. So they're a lot longer than listening to like a Peppa Pig story on just YouTube Music, which is like a 5-minute story. There's just like a lot more audio that my daughter can enjoy, and she can like pick through the cards, decide what she wants to listen to. I'm excited to try this out. I really hope she likes it. I also think that this would be really great to pass on to other family, that if they are looking for something to get Georgia, more of these cards are a really affordable gift for them to give. And for future years, putting them in the stocking. I probably won't put them in her stocking this year because she will have no idea what they're for. But next year, she will understand what the Yoto cards are for. And she can be excited about that as like a stocking stuffer or like smaller gifts for different holidays or for her birthday or whatnot. That's everything we're getting my daughter. I'm really excited to see what she thinks about all these things. I'm also doing the Christmas Eve socks. We've got family pajamas for Christmas Eve as well, which I'd have to go get those to show them to you. But they've got cute like hot cocos on them, which is adorable. For my husband, the only thing I have for him right now is this game. It's Onitama, and it's one that we've noticed in the past, but it's made for 2 players, and we need more 2-player games that we can play with one another, because a lot of games say you can play with 2 players, but they're not as fun with 2 players. They're better with 3 or 4 players, and this one is intended for 2 players, so I'm excited to play this with him. This is like a really nice game, so I'm hoping he likes this. I also have a couple other things that are a little bit less exciting, like some nice work pants and like a charging hub he said he wanted. And I think I'm gonna get him a big workshop work table, work shelf type of a thing. will be like his big ticket item, but that's not coming to New York with us. I'm trying to have a bunch of smaller gifts so he can still open a few things when we're in New York. So let's start wrapping everything and putting it under the tree so that Georgia will not break into my closet and find out what we got her for Christmas. Okay, I just realized I should probably wrap our Christmas jammies. So this is what we've got. I think they're from Burt's Bees, but I looked through all sorts of different Christmas jammies that all sorts of places were having. These ones won my heart. So my daughter has a matching set with me. I've just got the pants, and my husband does not like pajamas, so I just got him another pair of sweatpants that hopefully he likes. They don't even really coordinate, but that's fine. It's black. It matches everything. Presents, so I feel really good about that. I'm gonna take another break to do some knitting, and I was trying to look at what would be the best use of my time, and I did all the measurements for my mom's sock based on the measurements she gave me last time I made her socks. I'm so glad I found those because it makes it way easier. But based on her measurements, I need to make the heel and the foot prior to the toe like 8 1/4 inches, which is a ways to go. I'm at 4 inches or like slightly over 4 inches. So I'm only like halfway there. I've got quite a lot of knitting. Granted, it's just knitting stockinette, no increasing, decreasing, no pattern or anything. So I'm going to just sit and knit, listen to my book maybe a little bit longer. I'm listening to Wicked by Gregory Maguire. I don't know. It's okay. There are definitely some things where I'm like, yeah, I totally understand what the author's trying to do, what he's trying to show the reader, but there's other moments where I'm like, why is this in here? I'm not quite sure how I feel about it, but it's a long read and I've listened to quite a lot today, so I might be ready to take a break and listen to something else, maybe a fun holiday book or something, or maybe some more Vlogmas because I'm very far behind. I haven't quite decided, but I'm gonna just relax, knit for a little while, see how far I can get on this sock, because I would love to finish this sock today. That would be amazing. I would have all my round counts ready to go for the second sock and hopefully get my mom's Christmas present done. Would be so nice. So we're gonna go for a little while, see how long it takes before I'm ready to move on to something else, and then maybe pick up my dad's project or go back to the squares. But because they're all laid out on my desk, I don't really wanna do those on the couch or in my chair. So I'll probably have to move back to the desk. I'm ready to be comfy though for a while. Got my nice candle for the holidays. I bought it from Walmart, but it's got this cute like knit texture pattern. We'll see. It's like 2:30 right now. So I've got a little bit more time today to get some things done before I pick up my daughter from daycare and go to the library probably and just like enjoy some time with the family. We might watch a Christmas movie tonight. That would be so fun. And I could get some more knitting done during that too. All I want to do is like get things done today, but I feel like I'm far enough away from the end goals for all of these projects that I'm not going to finish anything, but I'm hoping to at least make some good progress. All right, I made some really good progress on the sock. I did not finish the foot, but I think we're gonna be watching a movie tonight. So I'm gonna save the rest for then because I'm sure my daughter will be like climbing all over me and she'll want me to get her snacks like every 3 minutes. So working stockinette will be really great for that. That would be a really good goal. I hope I can finish this foot and toe by the time that movie is finished tonight. But I have maybe like 6.5 inches out of the like 8 1/4 inches that I need. So I'm making good progress on that. I've probably done like 30 rounds in that time. So I feel good. I really wanted to finish things. So I'm coming back to my Woolworry blanket to continue working. I'm gonna try to finish all of these squares, would be so good. And then I'll try to do the puffs for the other ones. try to make some progress. It's about 4 o'clock, so I don't have too much time before I'm going to go get my daughter, and my husband's going to be home from work, and we're going to get other things done, but we'll see how much I can get done in the next little bit. Maybe even finish this like tonight after her bedtime. I got all of these squares done, which feels really good. I think my vision, because I originally said this was going to be kind of like a planning, figuring out what to work on now versus what to bring to New York type of a video. I think I will have a vlog later on where I actually pack my projects and knits and whatnot for New York, and then maybe combine that with like our actual travel day. I'm not quite sure, but I tried to prioritize gifts and this blanket because the blanket cannot go with me to New York. I would love if I could finish all of these squares tonight, between doing a little bit more right now and then doing some after bedtime. I would love to get my mom's sock done today. I would love to get a repeat or maybe 2 done on my dad's scarf, because that definitely takes more time and effort, and there are a lot of repeats to go, so I need to like chip away at that. And then I think I have one more book box to finish the squares for, but I think I've done like half of them maybe, and then I need to weave in the ends. Most of the ends I've crocheted over, so I need to like trim the ends, weave in the last couple, block these squares so they're all the same size. Maybe I'll look and see if there's a granny square blocking apparatus at any of the local yarn stores near me. Maybe I could buy that tomorrow to make it easier to like make everything exactly the same size. Otherwise I can just like block it out on my boards that I have up there one by one. It might just take a little bit of time. I would love to have all my squares ready to go for joining for that vlog, maybe towards the end of this week or really early next week, to work on the wool fiber blanket. So yeah, I feel like I'm moving in the right direction for all of these goals. Need to make more progress for sure. As far as like our Christmas Eve socks go, I'm definitely behind. Maybe I'll work on that more tomorrow. I don't know. I'm trying to do a lot right now, so juggling between things, but I feel good about trying to get all of these squares done today. I've got maybe like 15 or 20 minutes before I go pick up my daughter, and I'll have some time this evening and whatnot. We're gonna do an easy dinner, like dinosaur nuggets and hash browns, and we're gonna watch a movie together and just have like a really chill time. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, in retrospect, I'm pretty sure these are my summer squares for Miss Quinn's Rise to Fame, because I finished my spring squares last time I was in New York visiting my family, and I have some vlogs about that too that I'll link up above and down below. And then I have the winter squares to finish, but I think I've started those. So honestly, I've made some good progress, and these squares aren't taking very long. So I'm really hopeful that I can have these most of the way done in time for me to do a vlog where I join everything together and work on that. We're finishing off this vlog. I have finished this like creamy yarn with speckles. There's a lot of variation in every skein of hand-dyed yarn, and there's also variation in the way that I crochet each stitch, and the puff stitches use a lot of yarn. So I ended up being a little bit short, almost one entire second round of yarn, and I don't know how many yards that is, but I ended up having to undo 3 other of these like partially done ones to then make the puffs have only 3 yarn overs instead of having 4 yarn overs. These 3 are just a tiny bit smaller, and then of course the one that I was short on I also made only have 3, so that kind of used a little bit less yarn. So it's close enough that I don't think it'll be super noticeable in the final blanket. If they're like right next to each other, I'm sure that I'll notice, but it's not a big deal. I just wanted to use up the yarn and have 8 of each configuration. So hopefully that's the only color that I run into that issue with, but it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to bed. I was not able to finish my sock for my mom, but I'm on the toe, so I'm really close. That'll be a project for tomorrow, but thank you for joining me as I tried to get things done, get myself organized, cross some things off my list as I am prepping for the rest of this December and trying to be ready for the holiday season. Until next time, happy making and happy Vlogmas.